With British Lion shell eggs, we believe we will be able to continue the great progress. Consumers are eating more eggs now, they have confidence in eggs. Where I'm most concerned is for egg products, and that's based on various updates of an EU study we had done at the LEI at Wageningen in Holland on behalf of the European Association. And what it actually showed was that because of the UK and EU's high standards of animal welfare, food safety and environmental protection, our cost of production are higher than some of our third country trading partners. And we used 4 countries in the study. We used Ukraine, for obvious reasons, being on our eastern borders. We used India, we used the States, and we used Argentina. And basically those 4 countries are the biggest exporters of egg products to the European Union at any one point in time. And what it showed was each of those countries are so massively more competitive than us that left to the open market, if our government post-Brexit was to negotiate, for example, a free trade agreement with one of those countries, then we could be left at a real disadvantage. And of course, any knock-on or any effects on egg products could have a knock-on effect onto the shell egg market. So we are asking our government, as we have asked successfully the European Commission, to make sure that our high standards are recognised. European and EU citizens expect those standards. We're happy to deliver them, but what we mustn't do is leave our back door open to lower standard imports. Now we have new departments, the Department for Exiting the EU, Department of International Trade, led by David Davis and Liam Fox respectively. We're already in contact with them. We're continuously in contact with DEFRA and other government departments, and those discussions started almost the day after the referendum, and they will continue. And in fact, as the UK government more closely defines its logic and how it wants to approach the negotiations, our lobbying, of course, will be upped. But of course, you know, we still have the usefulness of myself and others being part of the European Egg Association, and we'll be using that vehicle as well to press our case, not just on behalf of the UK, but what's good for the UK is also good for the EU and vice versa, actually, in many ways.
Well, look, this is part of the largest consultation with NFU members in a generation. Following the UK's vote to leave the European Union, we thought it was really important that we went out and talked to our 47,000 members and asked them what they want post-Brexit. And it's very clear that there is an ambition, that people see an opportunity to change a whole range of things that impact their business, and hope that we can build a progressive and profitable agriculture for the future. And today's meeting's really been about 3 things. It's been about how we trade with Europe and the rest of the world, and the sorts of models we might end up with when we get to the end of the period of where Article 50 has been triggered at the end of the 2 years, what our trading relationship looks like with Europe, what it might look like with the rest of the world. But it's also about how, importantly, poultry growers, and whether they're egg producers or whether they're poultry meat producers, how they can get access to labour, and how the additional links in the chain can get access to the right sort of labour for the future. And I suppose the last thing then is about how we build a decent and targeted domestic policy for poultry in the future. There'll be a whole range of views in the room today about what we need for the future, and it will probably take in things that don't immediately spring to mind when you start to think about Brexit and you think about our relationship with the European Union. People will probably want to talk about planning. They'll probably want to talk about the other regulations that impact their business, and that's why this meeting is so important, because we can take what we hear today and it can provide a really strong platform when we go and talk to government, when we say what this sector needs to continue to be the thriving success story that it's been for many, many years. I think the sector's been very engaged already. It's because it's unsupported, because those businesses are close to the market. We already, I think, have a good sense of the sorts of things, the sorts of policy that the sector will want for the future. We're starting to get quite a lot of information come back through our questionnaires, which we've sent to every member in the country and which we've got online. I suppose the difference today is we can really drill into that detail. We can talk to those businesses and the businesses that our upstream and downstream of egg producers and really ask them in detail what they would want for a thriving business for the future, and that's starting to come through loud and clear. But I would stress it's only the start of the process. There's, I can see us having lots more discussions with free range egg producers, with their customers and with others, to really bottom out the detail in all of this, because it's still early days.